Welcome to DCL Talk Show. This is a special show tonight. We just concluded our semifinals. I would like to say congratulations to Indus Thunders and Brownstone. Cricket is a brutal game, and all it takes is one bad performance. Gladiators have been doing great job all throughout the season, and actually last week even in the rained out game they really played well. They had and the general expectation is they are the winners of this year's trophy. Even I felt that is the best team to win, but it's cricket, anything can happen on the ground. And these are the words I didn't say. These are the words actually from Viju Jakaraya. Yesterday we were talking, and he said, "Cricket is a cruel game. Anybody can win any day, especially in DCL." And what a performance! Though GLCC lost, being at number 15 position, and at one point, at one stage, everybody counted out GLCC, but they made it till semifinals, and they lost to a better team in both ways. Sandeep Gopu has given an opportunity to GLCC in both ways. Once batting first and in batting 7, and he showed to the DCL and to the GLCC why their team is much better than any other team in this league. They have one more step to do, and at the same time, it's BT Brownstone, the most unpredictable team in DCL, and if at all they can beat any team, any great team, if at all anybody can beat Gladiators, and we have been counting in the last 4 or 5 games like Raptors, and then Brownstone, like that. We were checking all the teams, KRCC, like that, but Gladiators proved us wrong till today. But BT lived up to their their, what we call that one, their name as the most unpredictable team. With that, I'll welcome. I've talked too much tonight. I welcome my regular analysts. I'll start with Jasneet. Jasneet, welcome to the show.
Yep, thanks, Jagan, and very rightly said. I think great day of cricket, and as you said, it's a game which is decided on the ground, and I think everyone who was there to see the match saw a fantastic encounter, and BT actually Brownstown did great job and securing their place in the finals. And Indus Thunders, I think, to be in my honest opinion, I think they won the semifinals twice. Last week also, I didn't see GLCC coming back from where they were when rain interrupted, and this week also, as you said, they batted first, they batted second, and showed why they are one of the best teams. And maybe if on paper you ask me, the top 2, I'll say number 1 Glads, and number 2 would always be Indus Thunders for me. So I think very rightly 2 of the top 3 teams, in my opinion, starting this league, because of the kind of match winners that they have in their disposal, I think have made it to the finals.
Very well said. Welcome to the show, Imti.
Yeah, thanks again. And first of all, I'd like to congratulate both the teams that made it to the finals, and hard luck to the teams that couldn't make it today. And I think you rightly said in the introduction that Brownstone, the most unpredictable team, but I think they're doing really good in the last 2-3 games. So, and the other side, we have Indus Thunders, who again, like Jesse mentioned, like they won the semifinals twice, in my opinion, also. So I think rightly said, 2 of the most deserving teams through the season have made it to the final, I would say, and we have an interesting encounter for tomorrow.
Okay, we have a special guest here, finalist Indus Thunders, making it to. This is the second time for Indus Thunders to make it to the finals. Welcome to the show, Sandeep Gopu. Congratulations again.
Thanks, Jagan, and thanks everyone. Welcome all listeners. And it's again one more time being on the show is really a privilege. And thanks again for inviting.
Okay, my first straightforward question to you. After winning the toss, you put GLCC, you asked GLCC to bat. So, what were you thinking? And I know I'm guessing your team isn't happy with that decision at that time.
Yeah, that's rightly said, Jagan. It's not about like team was not happy, but this has been discussed throughout. I mean, since few days, I'm just thinking about this game, and obviously, like against a team like GLCC, we need to plan a better way. I know last week we won the toss, wanted to bat, and we did a good job. But somehow, from yesterday, we were having some discussions, and I really wanted to lose the toss because I wasn't in a position to choose batting or bowling. But my feeling was just to go for ball, and not only my team, but almost whoever spoke to me today, the first question they asked is, "Why did you choose bowling?" So I don't have a specific answer for that, but I just went with my gut feeling, and I had discussed with my core team members, and even though they were opposing it, not opposing in a sense like they don't want to do it, but they only said like they supported me, saying we wanted to bat first, but it's the captain's decision, and we'll rightly support it. So whatever you feel, just go for it. So that is what I did it, and I think the result came in the right way, which I thought.
That's a right attitude for any winning team. And Jesse, your thoughts on that one? And winning the toss, what you would have done in such a crucial game?
Uh, Jagan, to be honest, to me, the more important thing when I heard what Gopu just explained, I really feel, very, very surprised and shocked, to be honest, that before a semi-final, especially posting 130 plus in the previous match and almost won the game. I mean, they could have won the game by 80, 85 runs on that day had the rain gods not played a spoil sport. But then I think yes, you can say it's a captain's call, but uh, I I in particularly am not convinced to be going with my gut and asking my team rather to be like, guys, I feel like this and you should follow, or what do you think? And then they are saying that we want to bat first, but we'll go with you. Uh, before a semi-final, I am not convinced this is a right sort of discussions going on. I consider Indus Thunders, at least if you ask me. I don't know about others, but I think they must have laid their plans 2-3 days before everything is settled. They must be knowing at least their top five and who would bowl to which batsmen, they which matchups they would like. So I'm actually pretty surprised and shocked, to be honest, to know that the discussions even till last night or last evening, as Gopu just told us, were that what are we going to do? Uh, to be honest with me, because of the kind of teams that I have played, I would always bat first in a tense situation and put runs on the board and then apply pressure. But having said that, I've most of the times played with a bowling heavy team, which is strong in the bowling. Uh, but since we always say Glads is a strong batting team, but since still we always say that they can be put under pressure when they are batting second. So I think for me, the right approach in the knockout games is always to bat first. But I think 2016 season was absolutely a game changer in that regard, where most of the teams were winning chasing till the finals, when GLCC won actually again on the chasing. And I think after that, most of the DCL teams, the good batting teams, have felt comfortable chasing. But if you ask me, I would bat first. But as I said, I'm more surprised to hear the discussions that were going around in the Indus Thunders camp just before the day of the semifinals.
Okay, your thoughts on this one, Imti?
I was also surprised when I heard that Indus Thunders won the toss and elected to bowl. But again, like just thinking from a captain's perspective of why he might have done that, I think it was more of decision, gut feeling that he said. Like that's what Sandeep said. Again, maybe just to overthrow or like just to give a surprise factor at that spot. maybe it was an instinctive decision that he took. And because the last week's game, Indus batted first, they scored 130 plus runs, and maybe GLCC was prepared to come back, and like they knew the batting order, they knew the way that they need to bowl. Now maybe Gopu wanted to just surprise them by selecting bowling first. That is just my thought perspective. But again, in any crucial game, playoff game, batting first is definitely the mantra to go with. Again, but with this decision, obviously the result going in their favor, it was a master stroke. But then again, like in any 99 out of 100 times, it would be batting first if you win the toss in crucial games for me too.
Yep. I mean, after all said and done, Gopu won with that decision, and kudos to him. And Gopu, now can you walk us through the game? I mean, I was there for sure. Okay. And especially when you brought in those two slow bowlers, and that's where GLCC completely collapsed, especially the hat trick by Jalaj.
Yes, Jagan. So yeah, I mean, idea was definitely. I mean, anybody's idea would be taking quick wickets, but I knew GLCC would hold the wicket at least until the first 7-8 overs, and after that they have a plan of sending a hitter for the next 4-5 overs, and I think that's exactly what I thought. But we could not take any quick wickets in the first 7-8 overs, as the ball was not doing anything. Because it was just coming onto the bat. Our bowlers were like trying their best, but I only told my bowlers like, okay, we did not give away too many runs in the first 12, but I knew if GLCC loses the first 1 or 2 wickets, they will definitely give the other wickets. So I think that is the main point I was looking for, and that is the main breakthrough. And that's where Abhishek got out to Drew, I believe. And after that, I bought in Jalaj and felt like they were playing like spin bowling was a little tough on this pitch, and I felt like spin with little less space would make more sense for the bowling team to put more pressure, and that's exactly happened. And when I bought Dhruvi and Jalaj, they really showed their experience out and took those crucial 2-3 wickets in the beginning. And after that, I think GLCC were trying to hit every ball. Rather, they should build up a partnership at that time. So, and I really felt like Raj Gumbar's wicket was the key because he was batting so well, and the run out by Madhu was absolutely brilliant. And I think that is the break point. And after that, sending Naseem Khan got out of the first ball. I think that's where I felt like, okay, I think we can pack them under 70. And that's exactly what happened. And I just told my players like just believe in your bowler, believe in your team. Just don't say. I mean, everybody were down because we are not getting any wickets in the first 12, but only few of us were really like believing our team, because we know if we can take through 2 or 3 quick wickets of GLCC, they will definitely get. I mean, they can give the remaining wickets in a quick succession. So I think that's exactly what happened, and I believe Samish, as I know him, Samish Bhai, he should have come up a little bit up the order and should have stayed with Ashraf. But I think that is what a mistake done by GLCC, which I felt. But it was on a given day, like from 66, definitely is a key total, even though it looks small. But when we will start chasing it, we just wanted a positive attitude rather than just staying there and holding up the wicket. And initially, when Manoj got out, the main intent I went in is wanted to quickly score some runs, and since we have a long batting lineup, so that's exactly like I started off pretty well, but got out. But after that, when Jalaj went in, I think he and Chetan had a slow partnership, but that was a tremendous catch by Raj Gumbar, which brought in Vijay. So I said, like, if one key partnership over here will definitely make the game easy, and we don't want to get it through the last over of the game. So that's exactly idea of we sending in Vijay, and he just smashed a couple of quick sixes and won the game for us.
Yeah. So all I can say is GLCC played well for only what 11, 12 overs, remaining all dominated by Indus Thunders there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was 44 for no loss, if I remember, and 56 for 2. And I think 66 they got all out. So
Yeah,
28 for
at
10 wickets.
56, they lost 4 to 5 wickets there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I must say we lost. Okay. And who's your man of the match? I'll ask, my analyst here. Okay, Jasneet, for this match, whom do you call man of the match?
Yep. I think definitely Jalaj for me. Especially, to be honest, winning the toss, bowling first, and seeing. I'm talking with Gopu's hat on. Seeing the opponent running with 46 for none, I think he must be gutted. He must be feeling like not looking into the eyes of his players. But what a comeback! I mean, that's the sign of a champion team. They find they actually find ways to somehow surprise everyone. I think the most important trait of a champion team is in the big games. They 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 hit above their weight. They pack a punch, and Indus Thunder I think has all the bases covered, especially with the inclusion of Jalaj. I think they already had a champion spinner in Dhruv, but with a left armer, if I can recall, because I played a leather ball game against Jalaj's team, and he was pretty good there. So I think it's a great inclusion in Indus Thunder's armory, and he's the man of the match for me. But uh, because of the fact that they were 46 for none, and a team like GLCC had to be bundled up for 60 odd runs, I think this won't happen every day. This won't happen, in fact, 99 out of 100 days, to be honest. So it's a great comeback by Indus Thunders, but uh, who actually did it for them is, to me, everyone must have applied the pressure. Manoj also got 3 wickets, but I think the damage was done from 46 for none to suddenly the middle order was looking like, okay, we are 58 or something for 5 now. I think Jalaj was the man of the match for me.
Okay, Imti, what do you say?
Yes, I would exactly repeat the same thing. I think Jalaj was definitely the crucial performer here for Thunders, because from 56 for 2 to 58 for 8, that is like what you lost 6 wickets with 2 runs. So that is the maximum damage that any team can really think about. So and include a hat trick in that by Jalaj, I think. So Jalaj definitely man of the match. That really changed the course of the entire game. It shifted the momentum from like one way to the other way completely, I would say.
Fantastic. Okay, I think I agree with that one. He took a fantastic hat trick there, and with that, I quickly want to ask: do you want to spell out your plan for tomorrow, Sandeep, or you want to keep it for yourself?
There's no plan, Jagan, because we don't have much time. We only had not even 24 hours to decide. So we'll try our best, and we'll definitely, I can just say, like, it would be a cracker of a game.
Fantastic. And if you want, you can leave, and we'll be discussing the next game. Okay. We will quickly jump to our next game. Our next game is.
Thank you, everyone, and thanks for inviting. And everyone have a wonderful day, and hope to see a good game. We'll try to give our best.
Yeah, take good rest, and all the best to you.
Yep. Good luck, Sandeep.
Thanks, Ian. Thanks, Imti, and thanks, Jesse.
Okay. The other semifinals is Brownstone versus Gladiators. When I was discussing with all my friends, I felt like Brownstone, when they come to the game, they don't come with any plan, and with the way I've seen in the rained out game, I've seen their fielding. They were not looking like something, a team that can make it to finals. Frankly, that's what I felt. And Gladiators batsmen, they were hitting straight into the hands of some of the fielders, and they were able to take singles very easily. But everything changed thanks to the rain, and Brownstone outplayed. It's not just, I mean, we should use a bigger word than outplayed, because Gladiators were unbeaten till now. And other than Jesse, I don't think nobody had any hopes on Brownstone. Okay, I'll start with Jesse. Jesse, your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, Jagan, two things before I get into details of the game, how it was played. I didn't watch the game, so maybe someone who watched the game. But two things I'd like to mention here. First, when you said they were the Glads batsmen in the rained out game were pushing the ball straight to the fielder's hand and still were able to get singles. And when you said that they were looking down in the last game, if you ask me, and I was speaking to a couple of guys last week also. Last week, Indus Thunder were clearly winning the game, but if you ask me, who would have won the game between Glads and Brownstone had it been completed last week, I said 50-50. Glads did not run away with the game batting first. If you ask me, you tell you as I said last time also, you choose a team who can chase 150 against Glads. I would pick Brownstone every day, not any other team. They know that it is difficult, but they within themselves also know that it is absolutely chaseable with the kind of resources that they have in their armory. I think the game was not done and dusted last week by any means, as far as I could see. Second thing is, when you said Brownstown doesn't do too much planning or things like that, I think maybe planning might not be the best word that they would do. They actually do their planning a lot. And that's what I feel. And I can see there are so many things that on the field are done by Brownstown, which makes a lot of cricketing sense. And I can quote a couple in the last two games. If you see, even in the last game against Glads, which was rained out, and a game before that against Blazers, Adnan Ali was used for his 5 overs up front. 4 overs up front, and then the 13th over right with the new ball. Then again, the same strategy was used last week, but not today. There is a lot of cricketing sense which we can discuss, but I'll not take that much time. But that is something you see. They are a team. We always say about Samish and Gopu being and a couple other guys being the smartest the captains around. But I would rightly put Brownstown think tank. I don't know, to be honest, Rashid or Rehan, who takes a lot of calls, but I think they take collective decisions. They make collective decisions a lot, and I think there is a lot of cricketing sense that goes behind what they do. There is a lot of method to their madness. They would be reeling at around 50 for 5 in 18 overs, 60 for 6 in 20 overs, but they would know that this is the time that we can change the game because of the kind of players that we have. I think Brownstown is one team which has been carried on their shoulders by Mansab and Adnan and one other guy who scored actually in both quarters and semifinals, Kamar, I think. But with the kind of threat that they possess, I think I saw this game as a direct contest between Hardeep and Arjun versus Mansab and Adnan. I know there are a lot of other individuals also, but the game changers are Hardeep and Arjun for Glads to me, and Adnan and Mansab. And I think the clear winner in this particular game was Mansab and Adnan, and hence the results were too much inclined, and they won pretty convincingly. Apart from going into details of the game now, I think it was more or less a replay of the quarterfinals that Brownstone played against Blazers. Yes, they scored 30 odd runs more, which is always a great advantage against a team like Glads. But 100, I think, against Blazers and 136 against Glads is more or less the same. Because if you are at 100 against Glads, you would be you would have thought you are under par. But 136, I think they would have thought that Glads have to bat consistently well for 25 overs to chase this against their bowling lineup, which is a good one. Adnan, Mansab, Talal, and Saad. I think they are the core bowlers of Brownstone team, and I think they did pretty well. And why I'm saying they played a replay, because they put pressure straight away on the Blazers lineup in the first 12 overs. That's exactly what they did against Glads also. One guy, Vaibhav today, played a great knock. He had a small support from Anup. Apart from that, I didn't see any other major contribution, and he actually scared Brownstown that this match again is not over. But I think Brownstown, like in the last match, also won the crucial moments because the kind of work they did in the first 12 overs, it was going to be so difficult in the next 13 overs to recover from that they have to play consistently the top notch cricket against a very good bowling attack. They have to score in excess of 7 runs an over, which is very very difficult to keep on doing for 13 overs to win a game from the situation they have put Blazers and Glads both in the first 12 overs. I think if you ask me, the crunch point, the turning point, I think the over by Talal Ikrim where he dismissed Arjun and Shan. If you ask me, apart from Hardeep and Arjun, who could win a game like this for Glads, it would be Shan for me any day. He's a champion player. He has played tremendous innings in big games, in so many games in the past for in both leather ball and T-ball. I think the game changer moment was for me when Arjun and Shan were dismissed of consecutive bowls or just in a space of 3 deliveries and both bowled by Talal. I really wish there was a recording that I could see, because to dismiss these two champion batsmen, they are both technically very sound. They play most of the correct shots. I mean, to dismiss, I don't know whether they were going for the shots or were they beaten in the defense. But to dismiss both these two quality batsmen in space of 3 balls and turning the match right on its head, I think was a great game changer. And after that, they were always chasing the game, Glads. And as I said, Weber played a great knock, but I feel for him just the way I feel for myself when I played against Brownstown last week. But I think as I said, Brownstown team do make a lot of decisions that makes a lot of cricketing sense, and I think tomorrow is going to be a cracker.
I hope so tomorrow. Okay. I'll go to Imti, who he actually umpired that game. So, see, Imti, this is the question. Which, when I said Brownstone walked into the game without any plan and they had no, I mean, I felt like that because, right after the toss, Rashid took a lot of time thinking about whether to bat or bowl. That's when I thought, okay, he walked into the game without any plan. So
there could be a lot of reasons for that, but because when we were there on the ground before the toss, I think there was a lot of discussion that Rashid had with his team, at least for like 5 to 10 minutes before we went for the toss. There was a lot of discussion. I think he was just processing all the inputs that he got from his team members, and maybe that made him think a little bit more. And probably have the team said bowling, have the team said batting. But again, sometimes in these big games, captains really wish that they just don't win the toss because they don't want to go through the decision making, and then if things go wrong, they don't want to take that on the toss. So maybe he took a little bit time and then just went with the safe option of going with the batting. And for me, I thought that was where he took that time to decide. But planning, definitely they do a lot of research. From what I've known, Brownstone does a lot of research before going into big games.
Okay, I mean, when you said a lot of research, probably last week, I mean, when it rained out, the way they planned for Arjun Ajbani was good. Okay, I thoroughly enjoyed that wicket, and today also they went with the same plan. Okay, and if you have yeah, please go ahead.
No, I just remembered that Jesse was asking like about Arjun Ajbani's and Shahnawaz's wicket. So both the wickets fell in the space of like 2 deliveries, I think, and both were bowls. And I think Arjun Ajbani's wicket was a little like because of the pitch. I think the ball kept a little low when he went for a pull shot, and that was a little bit 50-50 shot. But Shahnawaz got a peach of a delivery from Talal, and really he had no answer for that. It was a block hole Yorker ball that got clean bowled.
Do you think they made a mistake in sending Shahnawaz Shan was that late.
He's
the material
I
of
actually, yeah, I actually was surprised with the batting order a little bit, because when you're chasing 137, I would definitely think that you have to go with your best batting options in the top five. And I'm again taking nothing away from the think tank of gladiators and the players who came out for batting, but I have never seen the opener that came, Fahim. I have never seen him batting, so I'm not sure, and I don't want to really comment anything. But I thought either Shan or Anup should have come for opening. That is what I thought, along with Adi.
I mean, this is a nice lesson. If you are chasing more than 100, if I have Anup in my team, Amog Bukhare, everybody calls him Anup, I would definitely open with him. I mean, at least that's my gut feeling. Okay.
Yeah, because when I looked at the lineup, I definitely thought either Shan or Anup would go opening with their regular opener, Aditya, who was the other opener who has been doing so well consistently throughout the tournament. So that was a little shocking for me. And then after that, I think it was the wickets fell so in quick succession that they really didn't have a plan B or a regrouping of think tank to change the order or anything. So I think things happened really quickly, and they really never recovered from there.
Okay, I mean, I'm expecting Mohammad-Abdul to join. That's looks like he joined. Is it Mohammad-Abdul?
No, Jagan, actually, it's me. I had to drop off from my laptop. It actually hangs.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good. Actually, Mansab said, I mean, I just got a text from Rashid saying that Mansab will be calling in few minutes to walk us through their game. And I was looking at the bowling figures of Gladiators. Taifor, who's their best bowler, ended up giving 36 runs in 5 overs at 7.20, and Satya, who is another good bowler for them, ended up giving close to 10 runs, 3.2 overs, 33 runs, and Shana was 5 overs, 25 runs. After there were 2 maidens in that, and when you look at these figures, and when you see Anup bowling only 2 overs, I feel like something went wrong there, and I don't know whether you guys agree with me or not. They didn't plan their bowling well, is what I felt at least. Jesse, your thoughts?
So you were asking about Fahim. Whatever I have seen of Fahim, very little, but heard. He's a very good hitter. He's a clean hitter of the ball. He uses the long handle really well. But to me, if you ask, I mean the quality of bowling that they were up against, and having the resources at the disposal like Anup and Shan. As I said, Arjun, Anup, Shan. These three, if you ask me, are right on the top of the tree when it comes to sound technique and playing out orthodox cricketing shots to score their runs. I think against pacey options of Adnan and Mansab and Talal, I think your best bet would be not to be fussed by 136. Do not think about 136. And I'm saying this. I'm not at all trying to say that Glad think tank must have taken the wrong route or things like those. They are a champion team. They have won so many games so convincingly against such quality opponents. They must be doing a lot of things right. So I think the think tank, whatever they have thought of sending Shan and Anup down the order, must have made sense to them. But my opinion, and especially with Shan, I think opened in the last game but not clicking, and suddenly he's pushed to number 5 or 6. I think a guy like him, every time I've seen Shan succeed, is opening the batting. And the reason is he's facing the quality opponents, but he knows how to score against them by not looking like desperate to score runs, because he just plays his game. His extension of the
forward defense, which gives him 2 runs over the covers. Is a brilliant shot. You would feel like there is a high grade cricketer who is on show when you see him playing that shot. I mean, great guy, and must be in the top three when you're facing a quality opponent, when you want to lay the platform. But I think what Glad thought was, let's have a quick start. Let's put pressure on their quality bowling. Let's take a chance. I would rather go with a method rather than taking a chance, which would have more percentage of succeeding rather than exposing a guy like Fahim, who might have been a real threat against medium pacer of Mujahid or Saad, maybe the spinner. But I think exposing him up against Adnan and Talal, and Adnan in particular, I think wasn't the right choice.
Okay, I think we have Mansab here. Mansab, are you there?
Hey, yes, I'm here. How are you today, guys?
Good. First of all, let me welcome to the show and congratulations on your win.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, we have Jasneet and Imtiaz, who umpired your game, is also here in the show. Okay.
Well, that's nice. That's nice.
This is what I feel about Mansab Butt. What Mansab Butt brings to Brownstown is more than cricket. He brings the attitude. Okay, winning, or very freestyle cricketer. Do you agree with that, Jasneet?
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, this season in particular, I think the brand of cricket that Brownstown are playing. I mean, they have molded their game, they've molded their plans, and they've adjusted their plans so that they can fall in place of how Mansab and Adnan likes to play. I mean, they made their team like that. They have. You were saying there is not so much plan that is shown on the ground. Sometimes when you see at Brownstown, they feel like instinctive cricketers. But what I see is every time they try to contain. I mean, they try to not lose many wickets in the first 12 to 15 overs, just because of the fact they want to lay a platform for Adnan and Mansab to feel like that the game is a restrictive one. And as you said, there is an attitude shift when Mansab is in the team. Absolutely, I can quote an instance when we were playing against them in the quarterfinals. Mansab was up against me and Vimal in a very current situation when we were getting closer to the target, and he wanted a first fielder in a particular position, and his captain, I think, was thinking otherwise. But he actually shouted at his captain saying, "Who is bowling here? I am in command here. I need a fielder here. I know you are thinking about something, but I have made my plan." And that's how it is in most of the games when Brownstown is playing. Mansab is the guy which is the face of this team right now, and I really feel that he actually has a lot of potential of actually making Brownstown winners again, and it would be a great achievement because if you see, there are not many contributors in Brownstown team, but with those 2-3 guys, I think they are playing in the shadow of Mansab, Adnan, and I think they are the face of the team right now.
Okay, quick question to Mansab. Today you scored 39 runs in 16 balls with 5 sixes and 1 4. Okay, so batting first, that's what you did. Is it the same thing that you're going to do if you're chasing?
Well, there might be different plan if we were chasing. Actually, I want to bowl first in the morning. When I came to the ground, the half of the wicket was very soft in the morning. So the captain decided to bat first because of what happened the previous game. But for me and Shazad, we really and Adnan, we really want to bowl first in the morning because the reason is that the ball gonna stay low. But in the end, you can see that 18 over 66 runs, we were out short of 6 wickets down, and the ball was staying low. So that was actually I want to do it, but then in the end, we told our captain, take your decision and see what you want to do, and he said, okay, we wanna bat first because of Glads have habit of not chasing it, quickly. So we went that way. There's a few changings we did today. We bring actually Chand in, and then we make our main bowler who's been bowling whole season offer. So we have to make him sit down to add the batsman in. So basically, the stand of Pradeep and Imran with the Shahzad and Talal, they did a wonderful job to keep going to make the overs, cut down to at least to play all the overs. Other than that, in the game, the other change of plan was when I went to bat. I have a very clear mind that if they're gonna bowl me little short or little upish, so I'm gonna go for it. As we did it, as me and Adnan were talking about when was it 60 runs, and I told Adnan very clearly, I want three sixes from him, and I hit three sixes. If we do that, if we achieve that thing, then we gonna go to close to 110. That's what we were targeting. We're not targeting 120, 130 that time. We were targeting at least we goes to 110, that we can give little some fight to Glad. And we also seen already the Glads have a few players missing, especially their main bowler. I don't know how they put him down and drop them in Jeet, because he's a very good bowler. If he could playing today, there would be a little different game. You know, I mostly prefer all, especially in my see the Brownstown. Brownstown have seven bowlers, so we rotate them. I bowl only 3 overs today, and other than me, you can see how we rotate the bowlers. You need to have at least backup plan. If somebody get hit or something happens, you can use somebody else. For the Glads lose the game when they got few hits and they were get down. They couldn't control it. Especially the way that Zidane played, it is awesome. He hit few good sixes. That was awesome batting. Picking the balls right spot and kept the score ticking. Other than that, what you can say, things happens. Last time we were 128 for 23 overs or 20, almost that. So if we were chasing that time, I could. It's going to be same plan actually. We were been playing whole year long with the same plan. Play 12 overs, maximum 4 wickets down, not more than that. That's it. Then we pick the runs in the end. So
Very good.
that's a target. We have been doing it, but we have to change few plans every game. Especially Glads, we have to change a lot after the last weekend because of the rain.
So after last weekend, say how you guys were thinking? Like were you guys confident about today's game?
Well, last weekend we learned few things. We were pitching short. That's what we didn't bowl good actually. We took quick 4 wickets, but in the next half we bowled very very bad because it was pretty cold, and somehow we were not into the game. This the Today, as I said, we changed the plans. We totally changed the plans. I told Talal to come in, Talal by especially to come in to bowl for me in my spot. I'll come down. So that way, he's, to give him more new ball than old ball. So that's what the plan changed. And other than that, as I said, we went for the extra batsman for the Glads.
Okay, fantastic. But I mean, you made me to take my words back. Before you joined, I said I was at the toss, and Rashid was thinking a lot to whether to take batting or bowling. And I just before you joined, I said that Brownstown looked like they walked into this game without any plan. And now you are giving out all the plans that you had, you guys discussed. So
Yeah,
that,
we
that kind
actually
of changed my
discussed
mind.
for a
When
whole week.
DC was saying, Brownstown, they do a lot of analysis before walking into the game. when I said you guys, especially your captain, when he started thinking about whether to bat first or bowl first, I
No,
felt
we did
you guys
lots of
walked into.
analysis before the game. Actually, we whole week me and Rashi has been talking. Then what we gonna do? Especially when Tuesday and Wednesday it was raining, and I told Rashid that time it's gonna be wicket gonna be soft again. And Rashid was like, "I'm going to bat first. The simple is that to put the pressure on them." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." As I said, when I came in the morning, and the half of the wicket was very soft, and I told the umpires to let's move the wicket about 3 feet more up, so that way we can, away from the softness of wicket. Uh, and as I said, you can see that what happened. The ball stayed low. We were down for 66, 4-6, 18 overs, and if we could bowling that time too, I'm 100% sure we can get the Glads out under 100 runs. That's what that was actually plan is. So when I was sitting behind and I was so pissed that when our two wickets went down and I was keep yelling on Rashid that time that why you didn't bat it. Then he was like whatever has happened happened, focus on the game. And he came to me on the 8 over and was like, you want to go bat right now? And I was no, like Pradeep. I told him send Pradeep instead of me because normally I was going to his part for the batting, and I told him that send Pradeep, let him play a few balls, cut the overs down, let's take the pressure, and we'll make it up. And as I said, me and Shazad were talking, and I told Shazad, I want three sixes from you, and I hit three sixes. That's the only thing we're gonna do. We're not going for single or double. Our plan is hit boundaries. That way, put the pressure on them, and that's what we did it.
Okay, did you guys have any plan to attack which bowler or every
Uh,
bowler?
no, we don't. In Brownstown, we don't plan which bowler we're gonna attack. Especially,
Okay.
we never think about that. Who's bowling? Is a fast bowler? It's a spinner? No, we don't think that. We only want to play with the right ball on the loose balls to put it out on the field, outside the field, and just good ball just mix.
Okay.
And that's what we do. We don't make plans like other team does uh, to which bowler they're gonna pick, how they're gonna pick, how they're gonna bat. No.
Yeah, yeah. Mansab, and that's because most of the teams doesn't have the capabilities like you, so they have to plan more. You and Adnan, I mean, Jagan, to be honest with you, and that's why I told him pretty clearly after his performance in the quarterfinals, how the way he bowled to these two champion batsmen. Uh, uh, I mean, it's really really intimidating when you see Mansab and Adnan uh, waiting for you to start running, and you actually feel scared. You know, the negativity starts getting into you, starts creeping into you, that if at all I go even an inch near to them, if they feel like it's in their half, their ability is such high, they have such a strong uh, hand-eye coordination that the ball doesn't stay inside the field. I mean, these boundaries, they are very very short for the guys like these, and I think the variety of the bowling that Lads possess, I think played into the hands of Mansab and Anand also, because they don't have a spinner at first, they do not have any left-hander bowling option, and the guys who were actually bowling to these two guys in the end were Taifu, Shan, Satya. I think. Uh, Almost all of them are little Tafu and Shan are a little quicker than Satya, but as I said, there is very less variety because most of the teams who have now become a successful bowling unit have spinners at their disposal, have the pace changes, but I think when these two guys made up their mind, they don't need to plan against any bowlers. That's what I feel. Rather, the bowler who is starting to run up against them is against a guy it's against guys who have very, very, who give very, very less margin of error. You flatter a little, even less than a little, and they'll hit you for a six, not four, six straight away. You are under the pump. You have to bowl another four balls, and then negativity starts getting into you, and then it plays into these two guys' hands.
Okay, very well said. Before we let Mansab leave the show, I have a quick question for you, Mansab.
Hmm.
What do you
Yes.
think about tomorrow's final?
Tomorrow final gonna be a little hectic. It's gonna be lots of fight. The reason is we have a huge fight last year against them. Yes, you guys know. Um, I called Vamsi today actually. I told him that I need to have a good umpires. I don't want to have some other umpires like can I handle the pressure. Um, it's a good team. Indus is a very good team. If you see that all three pools, the pool C came playing finals. There's no pool A and no pool B there.
Yeah.
And I was actually telling Vamsi that see what's going on here. Brownstone had to go very difficult route this year. There's a time I was talking to Captain too that we were not even going to qualify. We had to win straight 5 games to qualify. And after pulling all those 5 games, then we had to play last year runner-ups.
True.
And then after then again the Blazers. We were in a very tight spot. And if we after playing Blazers, we have to play Glad. Glad is unbeaten. Nobody can actually nobody came too close to these guys to give them a hard time. So they were like they were in the king of the game right at that time, and everybody was like to me, "You have to beat the Glads." And I was told everybody that if I get Arjun and Anup out, we beat the Glads, and that's what happened. The time Arjun got out, we win the half game there, and the time Anup got out, the game was over. Yeah, in the end, a little bit was slightly mistakes that happened by the bowlers and the fielders. We draw a few catches that time, but the main batsmen, we got them out and we took the game away. For tomorrow game, it's a final, guys. I told my players today, enjoy. We'll think about it tomorrow when we get to the field. What we're going to do. Uh, right now, the 13 players are going to come in, the same 13 players which were in the field today. We'll see how the field is, how the things are, how's that atmosphere. We're gonna go with that. Other than that, whoever wins, best of luck to them.
Okay, let's the better team win. Okay, thanks a
Yeah.
lot for joining the show, and also congratulations on the semi-final win, and good luck to
Thank you,
tomorrow
guys.
finals. Okay,
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
that
Thanks a
win
lot.
All the best,
this
Mansab.
season belongs to Butt, especially for Brownstone. Okay.
No. I want to clear this one thing out. Brownstown is not about much of but. It's all about Rashid Bhai. You guys don't see how much effort he put this guy put in. I had to leave. I didn't play a 40 over season this year because
Fantastic.
of him. He came to me 5 games when we had to win straight. He came to me that we are almost going to get out. So I had to stop not going to 40 over games. I left 40 over game. So let me focus on the one game. That's one more thing. These kids I'm seeing they're playing 40 overs, 20 overs, and the DCL, FC, but they're not focused. They are not focused into the game. They just comes in, they want to play, and after that they don't think about it. Their performance. My performance went up because of the reason is that I just focused on the one game this year. I
Fantastic.
didn't go leaning around for the other teams, and especially this year, Rashid Bhai put lots of effort, and especially after the Adnan came in our team, he joined us, and Shazad came back, and Talal came back. So that's how the Brownstown lift up. Yeah, because of Rashid's effort.
Okay.
It's a team.
Fantastic.
It's a team game. It's not a one player game.
Yep, I agree that. But no, once again, thank you for joining the show. Good luck to you.
Thank you, guys. See you guys tomorrow. Take care.
Yep. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Before we conclude the show, Imti, quick question.
Yes,
Just
sir.
compare the strengths and weakness of both the teams.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Now if you compare both the teams, strengths and weakness, do you see any
For
strength?
tomorrow.
I mean, any weakness, not the strength, any weakness?
Well, to be honest, like going all out in the finals, there's not much room for weakness, I would say, because both the teams have made it to the finals. That means obviously they have played some good cricket throughout the season, and they have made it here. And looking at the team's graph through the season, I think Brownstone has got some absolutely tremendous momentum going for them, because they have beaten Knockers, they have beaten Gladiators in the race to the final. On the other hand, Indus Thunders, who are a very, very good team, a champion team, they have some very good match winners in their lineup. But again, if you see, I think comparing both the teams on the batting and the bowling level, I think there is very, very little margin there, because both the teams have a strong batting unit, both the teams have very good bowling units, and I think it'll come down to fielding. And that being said, in today's game, when I saw Brownstone's fielding, I thought they were really above notch. Like we always talk about Brownstone as like an old team, but the way that they played today in the field, I think, and some catches that they took today, like it was like outstanding in the field. So even that factor, I think there is not much to compare now, because obviously otherwise I would have said Brownstone's fielding was their weakling, but after seeing today's match, I think even that is out of question. So it would be a very good game, I think, tomorrow. It would be definitely a 50-50 game for me.
Okay, Jesse.
Uh, yeah, Jagan, if I have to talk about the strength and weakness, I think the most common thing in both the teams' template is that they follow almost the same approach. Chetan has the job in his hand, that your job is not to let our middle order expose in the first 12 overs, so that they can play their natural game in the next 13. Similar job has been assigned to top four of the Brownstown, that do not let Mansab and Adnan and Shehzad be exposed in the first few overs, because then the things that get in your head is there are 25 overs and you just cannot go for it. So I think the template is pretty much the same. Now the strength for Indus in that department is, I think they have a better advantage of knocking out the Brownstown team's plan because of the two spinners that they have in their disposal. Uh, uh, to be honest, on this pitch with this ball, it turns if you are a genuine spinner. And though he's not a huge turner of the ball, but I think they have that thing. Dhruv has a great control plus a great experience to go with it with the T-ball. He is now a seasoned campaigner with the T-ball. He understands his game a lot. And I think he's a real threat. And the way Jalaj has been introduced into the Thunder's attack, I think he's a fantastic addition. And I think that's where they have more advantage over Brownstown. Though Brownstown also have a spinner Saad, but he's a very, very traditional spinner. He likes to give a lot of flight. What I've seen of him in a couple of games against Blazers also, he gave at least two or three pretty ordinary balls, and the batsmen took advantage of it. You cannot let the pressure be released in knockout games. I think in the slower options department, Indus Thunders have an advantage. But if you ask me the advantage, what Brownstown have is, again, I would say the freakiness, the unfair approach that these 2-3 guys that bring on the table. I think that's the advantage of Brownstown. You heard Mansab speaking. The best thing about that guy is he has nothing to hide. He wears his heart on his sleeves. He'll absolutely tell you, okay, I'm going to do this to you. I want to hit 3 sixes. Come in, I'll hit you. Even if I don't hit, I have no regrets, because that's what I play my game with. Fantastic guys, really, really freakiness I think if it gets into their head that okay, I have to hit sixes, maybe they'll turn the advantage of Thunders into a disadvantage of I think their spinners. You never know. Tomorrow either Dhruv or Jalad might go for 3 4 6s because of the guy they are bowling to. But on papers, I think Indus Thunders have advantage in their slower bowling department, and a little advantage again to Indus Thunders is on papers at least is the same what Lads had. More match winners than Brownstown. Brownstown only have I think they have only 4 match winners. But Indus Thunders, I think anyone can win a match on their given day. But again, the 4 have been doing the job for Brownstown. Can they do it again? That's to be seen tomorrow.
Yeah, very well summarized it. Before we conclude our show, before we I'll go for your last words. Who's your man of the match for this game, Brownstown versus Gladiators?
Uh, see, I think that's a real tough one. A lot of people might say that Clads did a lot of mistakes while they were batting and things like those, but I think to give away 136 runs in a semi-final is I think yes, they could have chased. Yes, they might chase a lot of times, but we saw they almost lost the game against Knockers in the last year final when it was just a matter of 60 odd runs. So their batting is vulnerable. You always have a chance when you have put runs on the board and you are bowling against them. I think so. Though Talal changed the game, I think he changed the game, but I still think had Mansab and Adnan not clicked and not given them that cushion of extra 40-50 runs, I think it would have been really difficult to contain them. Very tough choice between either Mansab Adnan or Talal. Uh, but since Talal also contributed a little in the top of the order, and he's a key player in their bowling today, especially clicking those 2 wickets, I'll have to give it to Talal, but I think it was a very close contest between Mansab or Adnan. I think they both played a similar role. Mansab most. So Mansab Talal. I'll give it to Talal.
Okay. How about you, MT?
Again, like just you were saying, 4 match winners for Brownstown, and today was a day where 3 of those 4 match winners contributed towards the win. So if you have to pick one player, I think it was difficult in today's game because Brownstown really got that big score because of Adnan and Mansab while they were batting, and then while bowling, I think Talal picked up those 2 crucial wickets. For me, like these 3 players kind of were the key performers today. But then if I have to just pick one because of the weightage of those 2 wickets that Talal got, I think I would give it to Talal.
Okay, Talal. Okay, and then we will conclude tonight's show with the last word from both of you. And so before that, I would like to say tomorrow is the finals. I welcome each and every individual, everybody from DCL family to come over there and watch it. Pizza will be there. Actually, we thought of doing a live coverage for that one. Unfortunately, we could not because of some sudden decisions. So we'll be doing radio live tomorrow. Okay, with that, I'll go to Jesse for the last words.
Yeah, I think as I said earlier in the show, starting that I think 2 of the top 3 teams have made it to the finals. I think very deservingly. Both are great teams, great individuals, great team players. Guys who like to lift their game in under pressure, guys who like to punch above their weight when it comes to crunch situations in big games, in knockout games. I think a real contest in our hands. I think, as I said, a lot of match winners in Indus Thunder's lineup, 4 or 5 in Brownstown. It is to be seen who gets better on the day, but I think it would be a cracker of a game, and hope to see most people get onto the ground and watch the game live, because it's actually one of the best, or rather the best game of the season to be seen.
Okay, Imti.
Again, like I said, I would first of all congratulate both the finalists, Indus Thunders and Brownstone, for making to the finals, and hopefully we'll have a very nice and interesting game tomorrow. Just to bring up some context to the game, I think these two teams will do best, and they have the characteristic that they can bounce back from any situation. So last year, I think Indus Thunders won against Brownstone in the playoff game, and Brownstone won against Indus Thunders, and Indus Thunders would want to kind of redeem themselves from that. I know they played against each other this season in the league games, and Indus Thunder came out victorious. So, like, it's kind of evenly balanced at this moment. One of the teams winning, like each of the teams winning one of the games in the last two encounters. So this one, I think, will carry that context also into this, and I think it will bring a lot of fighting spirit into the team. So I think it will be a very, very good contest for tomorrow, and may the best team win.
Yeah, may the best team win is the right conclusion. And with that, we will conclude tonight's show here, and we'll come back for one more show for this season on Thursday after the finals, for one last time. Okay. Until then, keep listening DCL Radio. You are listening DCL Talk Show. Thank you. Good night.